Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, I'm back with another stream. Uh, got done with Easter Sunday dinner, uh, and also it's my mother's birthday. I think it was like a day or two ago, but she wanted to celebrate the birthday amongst friends and family and such. And well, me, I came up with what I needed to do, but generally, I kind of stick to myself. Unless of course, like my wife's kids are here, of course, and with that being said, I know here the last weekend in April, will be no streaming. I will be up in Canada for my eldest daughter's birthday, so there will be no streaming. And plus, it'd be a good little break, But generally speaking, I've been changing some days to where I'm not streaming at all. I think in a couple of those days in the week preceding, I'll do some streaming just so I have something that goes out, which is fine. Um, but also, but yeah, that's within the next month. That's the only time I'm not going to be streaming on days I'm supposed to be streaming is when my daughter's birthday is coming up. She'll be celebrating her 13th birthday, and like 10 days before that is my wife's birthday. It'll be her 40th birthday. She finally gets to join the 40s with me. And then, and yeah, it'll be a good time. And then, first or second week of May, my wife will be delivering third child, number 3. I told her, it's like, that's it, done. Okay, snip, snip, tie, tie, you know, oh yeah, all that good glory stuff, So, but anyways, hey, we are doing. I'm gonna do whatever I can. Let's see. The time is 6:21 p.m. Um, by 7:40 p.m. my time, so about an hour and 20 minutes. I have to be doing a Discord thing with some friends. Ah, fuck. As I was getting ready to click on the thing I wanted to, the thing jumps on me. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so we're gonna be doing a couple COP missions. We'll do as much as we can within the hour and 20 minutes. I mean, this next one I got coming up, and I'm just gonna leave my thief on. Was there anything I needed to sell? Because I just did my dailies. Yeah, I gotta sell a couple things. I just want to make sure I have room. So let's see. No, not that, not that. Ooh, Valus Grip. Let's see. Physical damage taken, +5 magic. Uh, that's an interesting one. Let's go ahead. Let's do that. I'm gonna hang on to the knowledge ring, but the woodsman rings can go. Alright, got woodsman rings. So I did start a new character. I do have 2 new characters actually. One is strictly just a mule, but the other one is going to be another character that I'm going to be leveling. That one primarily is it's kind of like something I just want to fuck around with, to be honest. But we'll see how it comes. It's more of the one I really wanted to do versus what I have now, because I should have done, to be honest, I should have done the Humi character first, but it's the name and all that, because I finally figured out that as long as I keep it to 8 letters or less, I can have the name. I see guys around here who clearly, you see the guy right in front of me, drunken bass. But if I were putting the name that long, it would just like nope, nope, nope. And I'm just like, okay. So, but it took the other name. I did do incognito. All I did was, I think I took out the first O in incognito to make it 8 letters, and it was like, okay, we take it. And I was like, okay. So it's just like, you know, it is what it is, but he's a Hume from Bastalk. And see, I originally wanted to do Bastalk, but there's one point where I was trying to do the steam springs where it bounces you up in Dangrove Wadi. But it turns out it is going, but you had to come at it on a right angle because in retail version um, you can see it springing, and so basically what it is, you kind of just have to screw around with it. Hold on one sec. Let's see. Home point two. Oh, wait. Head to the top floor to find St. Paul. Okay. Gotta go to this one first. So anyway, but see, when I first started out, I was just like, "Where's the stream? Where's the stream?" Because I was sitting, I was just standing right there, and nothing was happening. But you gotta play with it on the right angle, and it'll shoot you up. Yeah, it'll have no problem shooting you up. But because certain animations don't just work. So you can't. So basically, the game reads that it's doing it. It just does not know that that I, as the player, cannot see it. So just like when you see that the doors are open, but the game itself is still acting like if the doors are closed. Where you saw on what is it, that one mob that I was trying to pull, it wouldn't come through because to it the door is closed. It's actually not open yet. So even though it is open for me, so it's one of those little catch-22 things. Anyways, all right, head to the top floor, 1.north, and go behind the walnut door at K10. Oh, you know what I should do? K10. Okay, so it's like one of these two, and it's a walnut door. K10, K9, and walk towards despair. Okay, so that must be, remember correctly, I think that's the far one. When you walk into that area, it's the fall wall. Okay, like I said, you can load the gateways even though you're in the same area like it was, but as long as you don't actually physically see it, like you're back far enough to where it's, so once I come out to it, it's kind of like almost like I zoned in, but I didn't zone in. Okay, yep, there we go. As soon as you walked up to him, for a cutscene, head to the basement, zone into Sea Lion's Den, H9, inspect the Iron Gate. That will end the mission. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, like I said, I do these things for fun, so it's not like this is not my job. There are some days I wish it was. Other days, no. I do like I said, when I talked about this, when I first started streaming, was I like the idea where, in my opinion, is like if you're making a whole bunch of money streaming, great, awesome, and all that. But it's always nice is to have a backup. Like for instance, for me, like let's say if I was making a whole bunch of money, but then you know, let's say like once a week, because I'm a truck driver, I would say I would do do like part time at a local trucking company or whatever. So it's like I just need like one shift. I was like, can I get like one shift? I come in, I do like 8 to 10 hours of work, and then see you next week. Type deal. So this way, if something happens to where I can't stream anymore for whatever reason, maybe it's just the money's not there, then I could, And then either if that company says, hey, we can put you at full time, or it's like, okay, hey, yeah, I need to go find a full time job if they can't give me more shit. But then you know the then my license, my experience is up to date. It's not like I just stopped driving and then my license just goes. This way, the license, when I look at someone looks at the history, there's like, okay, you still been keeping up with the driving, even though it's only like 1 day a week, but still, so, and that also means I have to update my medical history, you know, as I go, because every depending on how you do your physicals, if you're like really good health, keeping yourself in good shape, there's no issues. Once every 2 years, but then if you start to show, well, hold on a sec, head to the basement, zone into sea lions dens at let's say I-9. That's gotta be yeah. I gotta continue this way. So if your health is like, maybe you're having an issue. That's all. They may say, you know what, you're good for the next year. Be like, okay, sounds good. So, but I mean, let's see. I gotta wait for the downloading. Do I need to talk to inspector? Okay, I gotta. Alright, speak to Celine. Okay. Celine near the gate will comment on the mission. Optional. Inside. To end the mission. Okay, so I just gotta go through this. Anyways, but as you see, here's one of the things where clearly was talking to somebody, but you couldn't see it. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so with when I do eventually move, like I said, I'm talking to a buddy of mine. I love truck driving, but I'm trying to move to New Hampshire, and because I want to be closer to my wife and my daughters, and of course I want to be up in more of the northern section of New Hampshire, as close as I can possibly get to the Canadian border. Because my wife is going to be up in Canada for quite some years to come and all that. But honestly, I love my wife very much and trying to work things out. So but I need to get closer. Because some years ago I did actually try to immigrate to Canada, but I got, despite that the agent I went through was on the record. I looked it all up. Uh, do try to do actually scan me out of money because I signed a contract, paid the money that you want, and then come time to when it's like they're gonna do their part, they're like, "Hey, we need more money." I'm just like, "No, here's the contract. I paid it all in full," and only get the response like, "Yeah, that agent who signed that contract with you was wrong. So we actually need double the amount that was actually originally agreed to." I was like, "Hey, go fuck yourself," because I gave my entire life savings at the time. It's just like I have no more money, And they're like, "Well, we're not gonna do it." Well, they're like, "Well, that's it. Then can't continue forward." I was like, "Bullshit. Here's the contract." I literally was like, "Here's the contract. You guys signed to it. You don't know to it." They're like, "Good luck trying to get us to enforce it." I was like, "I'll take you to court." They're like, "Okay, good luck getting something." And then this happened right at um as a pandemic was starting, because everything was starting to shut down. And obviously this was not going to be high on there. They're like, "Well, they closed the border, so it's not like you're gonna be able to do anything, dude." I was just like, so yeah, I got fucked over really good. $8,000, actually a little bit more than that, because once I went through, I put in for the test and all that, it was probably closer to $9,000. My wife was pissed, and it has taken a really toll on our marriage, but it is what it is. Sorry. So, if you're not on or past both past taking a Rhapsodies event, it's strongly recommended you finish before continuing. Yeah, on my server we don't have the Rhapsodies of Vandalia, so alright, alright. If it's optional, I don't care about optional stuff. That just gives you additional dialogue. I'm not a purist at this point. I mean, I did all this originally, I know, years ago. So I already did it the way it was, all the pure stuff before. Now I'm just going to it. So go to Port Bastock for a cutscene and start the chapter 5, the return home. Teleport to Port Bastock from a home point. Oh, yeah, cool. Yep, yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, that's why I was saying this. I'm trying to get as close to the border as I can. I am not going to fucking New York. Even though I suggested it at first to my wife's like, oh, maybe I'll do that. And my wife's like, you're going to be miserable. I was like, because New York is like a wannabe Canada. I mean, it's fucking bad there, especially now with all the recent everybody's been hearing about the squatters and all that, which that people are saying, it's happening a lot in New York City, but here's the thing, I'm gonna throw that out there. From what I found out, that's not just a New York City law. That's actually the laws that the squatters are abusing is a New York State law, which means it can happen anywhere in the state of New York. And I'm just like, fuck that. So let's see. Go to Port Bastock for a cutscene and start. Okay, so anywhere in Bastock. Port Bastock. Don't know exactly where. You know what? I'm just gonna go like that. It should automatically just, if it doesn't give me the cutscene right off the bat, which I think it should. If it doesn't, I'll just walk out and walk right back in. But I'm thinking, since we're seeing black screen at this point, oh, you know what? Oh yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I was on live. Yep, I was gonna say I'm getting the cutscene. There you go. Chapter 5, the return home. Okay, but yeah. So with the issues at New York State through their own ignorance, and I dare say that I think a lot of politicians are rooting for, because I think they like, hey, if we just make it to where people will give us more power, then we can really do whatever the fuck we want. Because this is what's going to happen: is people are going to say, we want you to fix this shit. They'll be like, okay, give us the power, and then the people are going to be like, here you go, and then the politicians go like, suckers. I pictured that's what is going to happen, and then it's going to become worse and worse, because then the politicians are like, we're going to shape everything to exactly how do we want. It'll be, call it whatever you want: authoritarianism, communism, fascism, whatever. Pick your fucking poison pill. Let's see real quick. See the play. If you use a home point teleport in the zone, alternate. Alright. Talk to Sid in the metalworks on the second floor. Got it. Got it. It's amazing. The home point's over there, but I get thrown in right over there. It's like, come on, dude. Alright. Travel. But yeah, so that's why I'm not going to New York, even though the place I want to go to, right at the border, it's literally is It's at the border. I cross the border, and my wife's place is literally an hour up the road. You know, I literally could see my wife like my wife and kids every weekend. You know, it'd be no different when I was OTR over the road for work, and I was only home on the weekends. It'd be really no different. It would make life so much easier. But that's how bad New York is. And hell, I dare say I will only want to try that shit with Vermont, because Vermont is, even though they're a lot better, but they are slowly getting worse because Democrats just. And let me just say, it's not a political party problem. It's a government problem, because it doesn't matter if it's Republicans, Democrats. Oh, and by the way, I'm just getting some shit off my chest and all that, but just because, why not? For but Because in Vermont, it's pretty much one party control. There are very few, even though they got a Republican governor. That Republican governor is pretty much just signing whatever. And what is it? Republican? I think it's Phil Scott. Uh, and he's basically just about signing anything that comes in front of him, because my understanding is that it is such a one party state that if he were to be like, nope, can't do this, the Democrats have more than enough votes to be like, go after yourself. We're gonna override your veto. So, I mean, yeah, and right now they're trying to go back to raising taxes, doing like so many infringements on like your on two-way rights and shit like that. And it's just like, it's like, really. And don't get me wrong, you go to like some Republican places, and they're like they're like, oh no, you can't do that and all that, but the pendulum swing, instead of it going right back down to the middle, it's going all the way to the right. Then it's like, they're like, well, we need to ban this, we need to ban. I just like, how are you any fucking different? But we're thinking about the people. Well, guess what? That's what exactly what Democrats are saying, dude. Democrats saying, well, in the name of safety, let us violate your rights, and the Republicans are sitting there going, in the name of safety, let us violate your rights. They're both just doing different sections of your rights that they're violating. You know. So I mean, it's like, fuck me anyhow. You know. And then, it's like, you got like the libertarians and all that up in New Hampshire, even though it's still like a Republican controlled state. But from what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've read, a lot of the big push is from like libertarians who are in the government. Mostly are Republicans, but you got a few who are in the Democrat side. Though I tend to wonder about that, but hey, who am I to argue, right? All I care about is hold on a sec. Hold on 1 second. Anyways, so it's just like, and that's what, don't get me wrong. Is New Hampshire like the ideal place I would want to live? It's like, no, not really. The ideal place I would like to live is probably like West Virginia. If, let me take that back. If I had to pick a place, like any place, the ideal place would probably be the ideal place would be somewhere that has access to the ocean, but has a mild winter and summer. And I just don't know where. I mean, I happen to like desert climate a little bit better. I've had no issues like being in Arizona or Nevada, you know, but that doesn't mean I want to be near the ocean per se, but I want to be in the area that is able to, like a state that has access to the ocean just for trading, shit like that, because, if you're, let's say you're in West Virginia and all that, your state, the only way can trade stuff is either it's got to come through other places. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, you say, the Carolinas or Virginia or New Jersey, where I am, and all that, um, you have access to the ocean, and you're not surrounded by, because God forbid, it's just like if, let's say, West Virginia's like, well, we're independent. No, go after yourselves. And they're like, okay, but the only way for stuff to come in is they got to go through us first, and good luck on that, because we're not going to let it come through. And so, unless you're self sufficient, but I mean, just like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why I know libertarians picked New Hampshire. This is where they have about, what, 15, maybe like 20 miles of coastline that has access to the ocean. So stuff can come in and out, and also, places that come in. It's easy for them, because they always talk about, well, if we get enough here, we can leave the union, blah 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 blah. Which I'm like, not happening. Okay, now it'd be different. Now I'm gonna throw this out there. It'd be different if it was Maine, but because of New Hampshire, and if New Hampshire said, hey, we out of this, now you're cutting off Maine from the rest of the states. So, and people will be like, well, what about Alaska and all that? Different story, and there's a lot of provisions that go into that. How are you talking about Maine, where they're used to being connected with the rest of the states? A lot of what they get in is trucked in. You know, now you're talking about either they would have to start having stuff shipped in or flown in, which that will just increase costs. All right, so we did that. Talk to Sid. Enter. All right, I gotta go to Busan Glacier for a cutscene. Follow past. Okay, so I gotta go. I gotta go to Zoe. So I gotta go to Zoe. Okay. Let me first see. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. B-side. What's the best way to get to there? It's gonna be like Exabarb or something. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I think Exbar would be the easiest place for it to get to. I mean, I've done Fei Yin, but it's just weird because I had to go up and around something. I can't remember what it was, and all I know is I remember telling myself like, "Nah, I ain't doing that anymore." Ooh, 90 Ranger. Oh, nice. I really want to get to stuff like that. Anyways, want to work on Okay, let's see. No. All right, there we go. Slow loading today. All right, let's see. Now I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So talking about Maine. So I mean, overall, that's still where I go. But if I had to pick a place, what place in the states would? I mean, Arizona, but see, Arizona doesn't have access to the ocean. Man, fuck California. You know, I guess like see, not South Carolina. Oh my god, that's getting really fucking hot. Northern part of Texas, really, because you get away from the humidity a little bit. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Um, but so unfortunately, it's going to be New Hampshire. And hold on a sec. Let's see. Okay, so this is where I gotta go right here. And let's see. I'm just looking at the pass real quick. Come up this way. Come that way. Okay, that's what it looks like. So it is what it is. Actually, hold on a sec. No, okay. Don't go down the ramp. Then come up this way. So you know, I just want to be somewhere where it's just like I can be left alone. So anyway, so I mean that gets in the part to where I was talking about, um, because in the northern part of New Hampshire, there's really not a whole lot of people. I think there might be only like what 20,000 people up in the north part, because most of the people in the state are in the southern portion, in the middle to the southern portion. The farther north you get, they're quite literally the less people there are, because that's more the wilderness type. And oh, hold on a sec. Okay, just keep going this way. It looks like. But anyway, so that's why I want to like try to transition to another field of work. Something that's like, hey, I can do it from remote. Oh wait, someone. Hold on, who was that? All right, thanks for the follow, Osmond Black. If I pronounce it right, Osmond Blacken. I think that's how it's pronounced. Thank you for the follow. So, for me, now I lost my train of thought. It's actually let me do Y scan. I want to see if this new or whatever happens to be up. Nope. Okay, so in this portion right here, yeah, this is supposed to be like I think this is a level cap area. All right, is this level restricted? Well, I'm about to find out here in a minute. Yes, enter. So anyway, so I'm trying to like switch over to a different field, one that I can do like remote working. Now, granted, if I were to, um, it'd be cool if like I could make money off streaming. It would be cool, and if I did that, then I could live up north. But I mean, I don't want to count that. I mean, that's like unless I was making like a shit ton of money. Like you're talking about in areas where and I'm not talking about like streaming per se, gaming, but just talking about a streamer in general. Like talking about like people like Tim Pool or Destiny or Razorfist or actually I don't even know how much Razorfist even makes. Because I know Destiny wasn't bragging about it, but I think he said he makes like what 500,000 a year. You know, Tim Pool makes millions a year, but remember he has that's his company. How much he actually puts away, I'm still sure he walks away with a couple hundred grand himself. You know, but a lot of what he does is still facilitated through his company, so his expenses aren't probably that high at all. Oh, excuse me. I had to take a sip. But still, you figure all the other successful streamers and all that, they're probably making like 100K plus a year and all that, minus maybe some other stuff they maybe trying to get done and all that. Maybe even 75K. But again, if they got mortgages, houses, that it's like having a regular job. Has like a friend of mine, I think she does about that range, and she does well. But I mean, she has a lot of expenses for when she's trying to do events and all that, so it does weigh a lot on her. But you know, and I'm not even talking about streaming for myself and all that. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm not really good at it. Let's just face it. And then I'm not gonna be arrogant about it. Hold on one sec. Follow the password. You should not drop down any holes until you find a stone door. So I gotta check here, here, here. I guess. Follow the path. Until you find a stone door. Okay. Find a stone door and don't fall anywhere. And you do gotta be careful because there's some areas in. See, that's what we're talking about. Don't fall through. Lord knows what's down there. Um, just trying to figure out. Okay. Okay, I was about to say. I was just wondering if there's. Remember, I got the low gate weights on, so I gotta actually check to make sure I'm not going through something and then realize, oh shit, that's a stone door. Like that right there. See. Okay. Check it and golem, and then we'll. Oh, like that. Should be fairly easy. Yeah, I could solo it, but it'll take forever. And I'm trying to get as much done as I can within about the next 35, 40 minutes. Okay. Check the stone door once more to move forward. So it's possible I could have actually gone through it, but I usually like because there may be a cutscene like this looks like kind of like a cutscene, but it's probably something I didn't need to do. I probably could, but sometimes you need it. So this where. All right, so let's see. All right, so and for future cases, if you guys come through here again, it says you do not need to defeat. You only need to defeat them once, and any other time you got to come through here, yeah, there shouldn't be an issue. You should not be fighting them again. It's if you check the door. All right, once through, proceed to the elevator and use it to go to the lower level. I'm going to. Hold on a sec. I think I need to go this way. Yep. So sometimes these cutscenes are weird and they turn you around in the wrong direction. So make sure when you go through something, make sure you Reaches the bottom. Take the pathway. I probably could have just fallen all the way down, but or maybe not. Maybe it would prevent me from falling. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh shit. Uh, let's get to this first, and then I'll continue talking. Okay, cool. All right, so back to talking. So I'm trying to get into a different field, something that I can do online, with remote working. Oh man, what the? Oh, not these again. Okay. See, I gotta get off this. Check the stone door for a cutscene, which will take you to, oh, Promising Valhalla, where you'll get another cutscene and start the next mission. Okay. See, this one you need to do it because you need the cutscene. So this is where the open all doors. This is where it kind of hurts because I wouldn't have really, because it looks just like a doorway in the other doors you see, but this is why you kind of got to be careful. It's a double-edged sword sometimes. So, anyways, so like I said, so a buddy of mine is gonna help me try to get into a different field. It's like, hey, here you can try using some of these resources, blah blah blah. So I can try to, hopefully within 2 years when I make the move up to New Hampshire, assuming shit hasn't gone bad, you know, because I don't see the housing market getting any better. I think it's only going to get worse. You know, and I mean, at my current rate, I should have over 100,000 saved up to try to get a house. However, I'm looking at potentially is buying, some land, like maybe like an acre at most. So, and then and like build and like get permits and shit like that, and hire somebody to a company to like build a small house for me. I seen some like some interesting stuff that's coming out of this one company. Of course, then it turns out they're fucking from China. Oh, for fuck's sake! But what they're the concept that they're going for that they're showing everybody, it actually is actually not really a bad idea. So I'll give them props for that. However, there's people who also got that idea. They're slightly more expensive, but I think they can be built much better. So, and I really just don't want to support China, to be very honest, and all that. Even though I've bought many products and it turns out no, they're from China. I'm just like, fuck. But but the one thing is, and I talked about this before, it's a module based home where you can see it as a container. It's probably like, what's the main part? The main part is like, you gotta bear with me on this one for a second. Is like 8 feet wide by like, no, it has to be a little bit. It might be 7 feet wide by like 15 to 20 feet, and this is really actually good cutscene. 15 to 20 feet long, and I've talked about this before, but it actually, the sides, so you'll see the walls, but then you can lift up that whole entire wall on both sides, lengthwise, which will be the ceilings, and then and then there's another side that flips down to create additional. So basically, is you can turn that 7 by 21 feet long, and you can triple its size, widthwise. So imagine, you take the 7 feet wide by 20 feet long space, and you just make two copies of it, and it's stuck on. But this is because the way how it's designed to fold out and collapse as you need it. So, and it's not, the thing is, it's not really, I think, made to be. Now, the Chinese are trying to sell this as like luxury living. I was just like, no, that's not luxury, okay? So basically, is you get the shell. Now, from what I could tell, what does come with it is a sink, a toilet, and a standing shower. Which I'm like, okay, that's cool. But the rest of it is empty. Okay, obviously because it folds out. So when you do like the kitchen part, you gotta put in all the stuff for the kitchen. I think the wiring is very limited. But I have no idea if the how the insulation goes, because remember, it folds out, and are you going to have to put in some sort of insulation yourself? I mean, I would say probably yeah. The last thing you want to do is like, oh, hey, this is nice, and then come winter, you're like, holy shit, it's like a fucking ice bucket in here, you know. And I would modify it in a way to where it's like you get like some sort of a stove pipe in there, so you can burn, your firewood or whichever. So you get your source of heat and all that during the winter. So, but the idea of it I do like. However, it's pretty cheap. I mean, I heard supposedly it's like $8,000 and all that. But I'm like, you're going to have to put some work in to make sure that, like, hey, this is feasible during the winter, feasible during the summer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got to make sure, you have some sort. And like I said, it's a small area. So basically, you would get is the bathroom area. And all right, so just take a square, and then you take like uh, you go lengthwise across it, or I should say horizontal, not vertical, but horizontal. Okay, you put a line halfway through the middle, vertical. The bottom half, that would be the area for like the way how I seen it is for like your living room, kitchen, shit like that. Now you take your upper half and divide it in three sections. In the middle section, those three sections evenly. So then the middle section is your bathroom, and then the two rooms on either side, on both sides, they're like room one, room two. Okay, so in this area that's 21 feet wide, and I said I think the initial part is 7 feet. So assuming they fold out perfectly even. Oh, but you know what? I don't even know what the height is. But I mean, from what I saw, it looked like the two rooms on either side of the bathrooms were of equal size. Widthwise they look the same. So I think for the sake of argument, I'll just say so. It's like 21 feet wide by like 15 to 20 feet long. So you're looking at like what? Let me break out the calculator. That's like what? A couple hundred feet, square feet? No, it's got to be a little bit more than that. Hold on. Let's give it the max. Let's say 21 times 20. It's 420 square feet. You know, if you're if you're living by yourself, you know, room one of the rooms is like your your bedroom. Then you have your bathroom. The other room can be a spare bedroom. It can be a work office or whatnot, or depending on what kind of room you have left in your bedroom, maybe you turn part of that into your office as well. Again, depending on the size. So I was pretty sure. I think I saw in the Chinese model it was a little bit bigger. You could actually, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking of something else. I see so many of them. You know, and then of course you got your living room, and then your kitchen. And even your living room, even if you decide, say, hey, I'm gonna keep the other room as a spare bedroom, but the where it's supposed to be like the living room and all that. Oh shit, sorry. Uh, you can turn it partly into a combination of a living room slash office type area, and into your kitchen, depending on uh, what you need within that area. So I like the idea of it. It's just it has to come down to practicality, okay? And basically, it's going to be okay. So we're at the end of this mission for a cutscene where you'll get another cutscene and start the next mission. Okay. Uh, I'll also take the light vols. Okay, let's desires of emptiness. Okay, so we're in Parisian vols. Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, the information here is when there was when there was a level restriction at 50, any job at 75 plus and even considerably lower cancel this mission with varying difficulty. Okay, but how do you remove? How do you move the level restrictions? I would love to remove the level restrictions. Hold on a sec. So let's see. Uh, I mean, I can roam around as a rat. I should be able. Can I roam around in my raptor? I should. Yeah. So, not really worried about that. All right. So Promethean Balls. Promethean Balls is 5 violence instead of 4, and the monsters are stronger than in other areas of Promethean. Like the other Prometheans, it's only tough if you or your party is aggroing everything in sight. At level 75, although many monsters will check as easy prey, nothing will be a high enough level to aggro. Idle Wanderer Sweepers are aggressive to 99 and deadly to level 75, so be careful around them. It should not be necessary to go near them for the mission. If you see any apex monsters here, avoid them at all costs. Even at level 99, they will likely be deadly to you. Oh, that's awesome. On the third, fourth, and fifth islands, you will have to search for memory flux gates before proceeding to the memory receptacles. Each will spawn the Tory spawn, and these are a mandatory that are required to proceed with the mission. If you do not defeat all the 3 memory flux items and get the cutscenes and memory flux, you will not be able to cross the web of recollections within the Spire of Vols. Oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Alright, so before I continue that, let me get my trust up, might as well now. So, anyway, so with the way how housing costs are now, it's just I don't know. Even though I make like give or take on average about 80,000 a year, give or take from what I'm currently doing. That's between my job and my retirement pay. 80 like 90,000. It depends on how my main job goes. However, even with that, I it's hard to get housing. You know, let me. Do I? Can I move on this one or no? I don't. No, no, I don't think that's what it is. I think I still gotta go look around. Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. So it's just you know, it sucks. I mean, it does. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, so I can only imagine how it is for people who are making less than me. You know, it's just like fuck me anyhow. You know, but you know, it is what it is. You know, and you got to do what you got to do. So I'm looking at. I would prefer to buy a house, but you know, the idea of like just getting land and putting and doing a house myself. Now, obviously, I would get contractors, stuff like that. I mean, I can put in. I know how to put in cabinets myself. So areas where I can just do it myself, I would just so I can save money. So if I can, so depending on what the cabinet is, you know, like if it's for like a faucet or for like a sink, shit like that. Hold on a sec. You know, I would sit there and be like, hey, I'll put in myself. I can save myself maybe a couple $100. And there is nothing wrong with trying to like nickel and dime everything. All right. Let's see, floor one. This is floor two. So next floor, floor number three, I had to go find these memory flux before I can. Yeah, right. Yeah. Let me just defeat the memory fluxes before proceeding to the memory receptacles, or I won't be able to pass through the web of recollections. So make sure I do that. Just curious. Well, yeah. So nope, that's not it. I gotta find a receptacle. But what else? What else I was thinking? Uh, is this? There'll be a craver, gorger, thinker. Anyways, but da, da, da. Boy, talking about being tongue tied. So I'm gonna nickel and dime wherever I can so I can save up money because my end goal is to eventually be like 50, where I would like to be. I don't know if that's actually what I'll be. Is 55 and I'm retired. But it also making sure I get in the right investments to where they will produce their own money. So this where I don't have to work as much. I don't have to, at 55 I can take it easy. Because like my dad, God rest his soul, was like, hey, I'm gonna work until the day I die, which that's what he did. You know, may he rest in peace. You know, and I mean at 55, it's like I can still get it up at 55, so I really would like to do a lot of stuff with my wife. you know, I still would like to think that, you know, she's still attractive. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think my wife will be beautiful for the rest of her life and all that, but, we're looking at like beauty and all that. It does fade over time. It doesn't matter, It's like, perfect example would be like, look at Pamela Anderson. I'll throw that one out there. Probably one of the most gorgeous women to ever grace this planet and all that, you know. And I think any guy who was for her still find her very attractive and all that, but you know, hold on a sec. Make sure to examine. Where are these memory flux? Green valves. One second. I'm on level 3. So if I'm looking at this right, I gotta like goat. Hold on a sec. Do I have a map for here? It shouldn't be. Okay, so I got some sort of a map, which okay. So where I gotta go is the opposite direction. I gotta go this way. If I'm looking at the shadows right, I gotta go somewhere down here. I wonder if I can just do a wide scan and it'll just. No, that's a memory. It's a memory. Hold on a sec. Prop propagators. So be prepared to deal with these. No, it's something I gotta actually examine. So it might not be picked up on wide scan. Because I'm right in the area where. Oh, that might be. You know what? That might be. Shit. Hold on, I might have actually read that wrong. Yeah, I read that wrong. It was showing me the end of so where, because I read the legend wrong. I was so actually it's up in here. We'll just go right here. It's fine. Alright, here we go. Memory flux. Oh, holy sh. Oh no, this no, I'm sorry. I was wrong. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm thinking I'm going to be entering in here, so I gotta be real careful not to set off that guy right there. Okay, let me just make sure. I'm just like, who the fuck is that? No, it's supposed to, who's the first? Yeah, propagator. So yeah, so when you check it, it spawns it right on you. I was thinking I was going into something. I thought I was going to zooming into a fight, but no. So I mistook that. Anyway, so yeah, so like I said, it's really tough, you know. I do want like a place for myself, and I don't hey, look, let's be very honest. I'm living in the basement of my childhood home. Now I do pay for the mortgage. Um, God forbid if something ever happens to my mother, it gets willed to me, and then I mean then I would end up selling it, make sure pay off like the Uh, Now, if I'm right, I think I have to. That are required to see with the missions. Defeat. But it says if I don't get the cutscene, so okay, so you had to click. It doesn't say to click it again, but when I saw it said you got to get a cutscene from it, I was just like, well, let me click it again, see what happens. So, so like I said, God forbid, if something happens to my mother, it would be willed to me because I'm the one who takes care of the goddamn thing, And obviously, I would end up selling the place, and then, I would split the proceeds between, my two younger siblings. Split evenly. I probably would give them most of the money. I'd take just a little bit for myself because they're not doing as well as I am. And keep in mind, is like my little sister lives here too with her husband. So she would need to get a place for herself. And like I said, this is on the hypothetical term that, God forbid, if the worst happens to my mother, which I hope she lives for another 20 years, at least, you know. So, because she's 58, she's not, so she's 66 now. She just turned 66 a couple days ago. And so I hope my mom lives, another good 20 plus years, and she's retired now, but she can't take care of the house. So I mean, I'm sure way before, God forbids, when she goes on to the afterlife, she goes to be with my dad, you know, even though they haven't been married for X amount of years, but I think deep down, I think they were meant to be, but that's just my opinion, because obviously I'm going to be biased on that, you know. But what else? What I was going to say, but I know my mom wants to give me a whole bunch of money back for paying for the mortgage these last 5 6 years or so, and it's just it is what it is. My mother took care of me for the first, what, uh, you know, up until I graduated high school, 18 years, but then I still lived here till I was, when I was 24 and I left for the army. And, for the next 8 years was when I, was living on my own. And even then, uh, I shared, I had my own account, but I did share an account with my mother. So this is where my mother, because at this point my mother and my father had separated, gone their separate ways, you know. But let's see, what island am I on now? I'm on this one where, hold on a sec. All right, so right there is where I gotta go. I gotta go. So, anyway, so like I said, I actually paid for this place up until I got married, and then my wife was just like, she's like, I understand you need to take care of your mother, but at the same time is you have, I have her and the baby, so. And my mother was working, and my dad was giving her money still. So, oh, yep, there it is. So I'd say, almost forgot about you. Yeah, it was a pretty good shot. But I hate that it's facing that way. I wish The only thing I wish is there was a kind of like an indicator, like a little bit of an arrow showing like which direction it's facing, just for the game's sake. Even though in real life, like, oh, this is up to you, fuck you. But anyway, so yeah. So let's see, 5 years. No. Actually, no. It's only 3 years. The first 3 years of my army career, you know. And even then, if my mother needed money, I would still give it to her and all that, you know. But my baby sister never, she was, she spent her whole entire life. She hasn't lived anywhere else. Oh shit. Oh, Treon got saved. Okay, can take a couple more hits. Come on, Treon, stay in there. Come on. These are times I wish I wonder if I should just put in get one of the other tanks as well, so I have a backup tank. But this guy is definitely raining on my parade a little bit. Like, holy shit. Alright, let me let me put up shadows just to make sure. Okay, that'll do him in. Oh goddamn, I got gravity on me. So I said, I mean, this house been pretty much is like my little brother. He left when he was 18. Got his girlfriend, who was now is his wife. Got her pregnant. They were both 18. And he ended up, and her family was in the process of heading down south to Virginia, because her dad's part of this big company. He was like one of the top executives in the country. Uh, One of the top executives within the company, not country. So, and they're like, well, move down there, or we have nowhere for you, because that's where it was for business and all. And the amount of money that for him making, he's just like, okay, we're moving, because along with moving down there, it was move down there, you're getting a pay raise or find a different job. So it was just like, yeah, this wasn't really a hard decision at all. It was, and my brother's just like, well, and his girlfriend was just like, well, that's where I gotta go. And she was just like, I know I don't want you to leave, family up here, but you have a daughter now, and they love each other very much, and it was okay, very much understood. Some, sometimes it's just, it is what it is. You got to do. So he moved with her. He moved down there, and they bought a big house. The his girlfriend's parents did. Like I said, now in-laws and all. And I said my brother is a hard worker. Yep. Always had a job. Always, there was no just sitting around doing nothing and such. So, but eventually they were eventually they did leave. My brother and his girlfriend slash now wife. They God damn you, motherfucker. Just when I thought I had it. Okay, and then they ended up getting a townhouse. It's a nice townhouse. It was nice for when it was two of them with a daughter. But within like a couple of years, that turned into them plus three daughters. So you can imagine how that went. Still same townhouse. They have no interest in leaving because his father-in-law has some really bad health issues. He's not working now. So it's just, so they stay there so they can take care of it. It's like right now. Hold on a sec. Okay, so up in here. So I gotta hit this. All right, so I got here's the flux, and then here's the spire. You know what help? I do this. So this is actually the first time where I've actually utilized this. Usually I just wander around, but then when I was looking at the map that they're showing, I was like, oh, and then I finally put two and two together. That's how this goes. So I feel really foolish. Like, are you talking about? I've played this game for 15 to 20 years, and I've never realized that because I always thought these were not. I'm like, well, where's the actual map? Because I'm used to it being defined. And like, no, 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 no. It's just giving you a shadowy outlook. It's enough to where you know what's going on. So I feel quite stupid. I never really thought. But then again, I never actually where they show the actual map. And they were like, no, no, here's location. So it's just like, but there's no map. I'm like, oh. So yeah, so I felt I felt really stupid here. So, but then again, I don't think under the other Prometheans they had actual maps because you weren't actually really looking for a particular place, unlike here where you actually are looking for a particular place. So I'm gonna go over just here, just in case this has a knockback effect. Last thing I want to do is get thrown into the middle field over there. All signs I aggro something, then I'm like, fuck, you know. At least this one is a little bit easier. So, but yeah, like I said, it's it's really tough. It really is. And for people who are trying to get a house and all that, yeah, technically I have a house. I pay for the mortgage. I mean, my mother, you know, pays for the electricity, the heating, but the house is in her name. It is her house. But I might as well be mine at the same time too. So trust me. And I am my mother's first and eldest child for obvious reasons. And I get away with whatever I want. She'll sit there like, no, you don't. And then I'm like, yes, I do. I get away with whatever I want. She's like, I'm like, Mom, I was your first baby. And she's just like, well, yeah. So I get away with damn near anything that I want, to be very honest. You know, I joke around. It's like my two my younger brother and sister. I'm like, they're the black sheep. I'm the only one that matters. You know. But no, but it's tough. And I'm really glad that my brother was able to, because at the time that he got the place, it was like years, what, 10 years ago. I mean, he bought it for 40,000 or something at the time, and I think it's worth like 100,000 now. So, I mean, yeah, he could sell it for a profit, but he still owes a bit of money on it. It sucks, but no, maybe it was more than that. Maybe he bought it for more. Maybe he bought it for 60,000. I don't know. I can't remember all the time thing. Because I just remember it's like, wait a minute, he owes like quite a bit more money than what he originally paid for it. It's what I hate about these fucking interest. Fucking killer. After you defeat these, search for mesh. Proceed directly to the memory flux. You gain the ability to port directly to the memory flux. Wait, that makes no sense. Huh. What? Oh no, no. I think I was thinking of something else. So, prepare for to face three bosses. You can choose which boss to fight first. One of them will join the fight when the fight has about 20% of HP left. The next boss will not attack if you kill the current boss you're fighting in one shot. Huh. So, yeah, as far as like trying to get like buying houses, shit like that, it it sucks. It really does, and I think everybody should strive to be homeowners if that's what they wish. You know, to be not just homeowners, but to own not only the house but the land that the house is on. You know, and that's why let's see, certain ideology will tell you. You know, because I'm not trying to be too political, but it's socialism slash communism. Well, it'll be like, no, no, you can own the house. I was like, yeah, in China they own the house, but they don't own the land. So at any time, like if the government says, "Hey, no, we need to use this land for something else," they fucking kick the people off. They like, and I doubt that those people get their money back for the house. Like, sucks to be you, but they may say, "Well, we got all this empty housing over here, so this is where you go." But who knows where it could be? So, you know, and by the way, once I do this fight, because I know it is 7:40, but we're nearing the end of this. And wait a minute, did I go the wrong way? Hold on a sec. I think I did go the wrong way. No, I have no idea if I did I go the right way. Goblin footprint is over there. Oh, that's why. I think this is what remember, this is where when you don't have the there you go. Because I was just like trying to figure that shit out. So I'll do this fight and then I gotta go. So because I gotta I got a movie to watch. We're watching Shawshank Redemption, so I'm actually looking forward to doing that with some of my friends. And I know they'll be starting that up in about 15 minutes, so I got to try to make this hurry. So, anyways, yeah, so it's tough, and a lot of the reasons why housing costs is up is because of government regulations. Because, well, you got to do this, you got to do that, which only, drives up costs, and that's the truth. You know, I don't. These guys don't attack unless they're actually attacked. So it was really kind of pointless to me to do that. But I do want to like keep them away just in case. Knowing my luck, one of my NPCs decided to go do a gospel, and I'm like, fuck you. And now they're all attacking. So because the other ones should be coming in. Maybe not. All right. Oh no, here he comes. Well, that one didn't. He aggroed me, so. Anyways, but yeah, so my idea is potentially is getting land. Like I said, no more than an acre. I don't want to have too much, because even though there's probably more than enough land for every person in the world to have land and have a house right now, but eventually, there's going to be billions and billions of people. It's like eventually, it's like, okay, we don't have enough. Because remember, people still got to eat. Huh. Okay, we'll do it this way. Huzzah. Oh, you moved. Oh, no, I still got it, so. I still got it. You know, so, but that's the plan, you know. Buy just a little bit of land, you know, an acre or less. I would like to have at least half an acre. You know, have a nice small house for myself. Now, I would like to make the house small in such a way to where if later on I decide to do an add-on, until I say like my wife and my kids decide, say, hey, look, we're moving back down to the States. So we need extra rooms. Be like, okay, you know, even they say, yeah, we're gonna be moving down in a couple months. Like, okay, I. That's why I better make sure I have money reserved and all that. So this is where I can throw an add-on to the house. This is where my girls have a room to themselves. You know, so it's gonna be kind of a big room and all that. This sort of like, you have your space, plenty of space. Especially now with a newborn on the way. Yay. You know, there goes more of my money. It sucks, but it is what it is. Let's see. I'm just about done with this. Oh, misery of hell is coming down the stairs. Actually, it's supposed to be raining tonight, so I gotta. No, I am gonna like turn off my industrial fan here for a little bit, so it has a little bit for a break, because it has been going on for like 3 or 4 days straight. So, but it needs a break. Actually, I'm gonna do that right after I'm done with this stream. Okay, so okay, the battle has a time of 30 minutes. You'll see. Okay, there's the cutscene between the 3 COP mission Toro Toro. Oh, those little pricks. And Nakamura will play. In order to complete the mission, talk to Sid and Bastok. These 3 little bastards. That's what they are. They're little bastards. I was gonna say misfits, but no, they're little bastards. Look at them trying to be. Look at them trying to be cute and adorable, when they really are deep. You know, when they're like, look, we're cute. Look at the little halos on top of our heads and all that. And I'm like, yeah, I see those fucking halos are being held up by fucking little devil horns, you little bastards. Little bastards. Well, I just want to see if New is up. I doubt it. I've never seen him at all. I've heard about him. Never seen him. I bet you he's probably a living statue that procs off one of these 2 little bastards, which they'll never get hit, because I don't feel like doing it. Okay, let's wrap this up, people. Let me just check. Let me see. Nope, nobody. So with that, hey, all I gotta do actually, let me just go into Bass Dog. Let me finish this up properly. So we're gonna go to Sid. We're gonna get the cutscene, and once you talk to Sid, it automatically will start the next mission. So, which I think another mission involves battling. I think most of them do at this point. Very few are actually. Yep. Let's do that one. Cause I do. I got about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So let's make this quick. But hope you liked the stream. I know I was doing a lot of talking. I was just like, you know what? Just shit that I decided that I want to go on to. So like I said, I'm hoping within the next 2 years is, transition to a different field so I can do hopefully remote type work. So this is where I can be in northern New Hampshire and I don't have to worry. I'm making enough to where not only can I live, but I can get, a nice small house on a little bit of land, and at the same time, my account is still building up, building up, building up. Because you can't rely on Social Security because that shit's not going to be there eventually one day. They say it may be gone in the next 10 to 15 years. It could be gone in 50 years, could be gone in 100 years because, they recycle the same fucking talking points every 2 to 4 years. But you shouldn't be relying on the government to take care of you. You should be doing your best to build up your own little nest egg, build up, stuff that's going to make you money to at the very least get you by, or but preferably at least so you can live comfortably, and but it's on you, and if you rely on the government to do it, it's gonna fuck you over every chance it gets. And I will end on that note. Hey, so thank you all for been watching. Uh, Again, tomorrow I am not streaming because Mondays I am not streaming anymore, unless it's under certain conditions like it's some sort of a holiday and I'm not working like if it was Christmas, like yeah, we're not working on Christmas and all that. So like I said, so on a date, the only that's so Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm not gonna really do any streaming at all. Mondays definitely no streaming. Wednesdays, if I stream, it might be just to do a couple clips and that's it. Like a 30-minute video, and because I'm gonna break them down into a couple clips or something for clip stuff. Same thing with Fridays. Fridays though, like I said, because everybody likes to do stuff on Friday nights, and you know nobody stays up late as far as I'm aware. You got a lot of other streamers who do their stuff on Friday night, and I get the feeling that probably a lot of people who are watching this stream right now or later on, or any of my streams, they probably watch other guys who do streamings like Razorfist, Heel versus Babyface, uh, Neurotics, all those guys, or other different guys or other different people, and it's just like, hey, that's cool, and they do a lot better stuff than what I do, and so it's just like, hey, I could stream, and like I said, I might do like late night stream, but just like again, maybe to do clips and all that, but like Thursdays is going to be my main streaming days, and Tuesdays and Thursdays and the weekends. They're my main streaming days, but again, sometimes like there's days where I don't want to stream at all. It's just like, you know, I don't want this to feel like it's a job. Unless of course if I'm making money, that's a completely different story. But I'm not making money, so I don't want it to feel like a job. I want to have fun. Anyways, I gotta go. So with the 8, you like the stream 8, like, share, follow, subscribe. Thank you for watching this. And hey, it is Easter Sunday. Enjoy the rest of it with your family. If you celebrate for religious reasons, God bless you. Celebrate however you want to. That is your rights. And with that, I'll catch you all on Tuesday.